All right, now we're going to take a look at the vertical and horizontal alignment for our offensive line. And I think this is something a little bit different and something that you might want to take a look at, although I guess I've said that about everything that I've shown you. The vertical alignment, this way, is not much different, I'm sure, than what a lot of you do. We want our offensive linemen's heads to be on the ass of the center. We want to be as far back as we can, so it gives us a little bit of room to recognize what's happening here. It also creates some space to give us some time before a defensive lineman can get his hands on us. And we just think that's the right way to play. Not a big deal. I don't see that that's something that's important to quibble about. If you think your guys should be up on the ball, that's fine. This is just what I believe. But what I think is really different is what we call our horizontal alignment. Within our offense, particularly our pass game, we are committed to make sure that our quarterback does not get pressure from the inside. We think that's critical to the pass game. If you can beat us off the edge, our quarterback can step up. If we can hold the pocket, our tackles are taught to run your ends around the back, and we think we hope we can do that. But the whole thing breaks down if you get pressure from, B gap to B gap. We've got a real problem. So to make sure that we solidify that, we teach our players that any time they have an inside alignment defensively, so for our right tackle, this bandit, he's in the B gap, okay? And I've got him boxed in here. He's in the B gap. So in our cadence, and the same thing for the left guard here, that anchor, he is in the A gap. He may be, there's a lot of different places for him to be. We know that. He may be here in a one technique on the shoulder of the center. This guy, he may be in a 3 on the shoulder of the guard, or he may be in a 4 on the inside of the tackle. It doesn't matter, and I'm going to show you why it doesn't matter. As our quarterback calls the cadence, when he says that our linemen are out there and they have their hands on their thighs, and they have some calls that have to be made, and I'll get to that in the next session, what the offensive line calls are, and our quarterback has to leave some space in his cadence for the offensive linemen to make their calls. But at a point where he says down, our linemen don't just take their hand and put it down. They also make an adjustment with their feet. And any time there is a call on your inside, and this guard would make an out call, saying that this guy is on his outside. When he gets that call, he now steps down, and he cuts that split down. And if we have to go foot to foot, we'll go foot to foot. The same thing here. This is an in call by the guard. He now steps down and does that. Now, does it create a hole here? Does it create a space there? You bet it does. But the people we're looking at are off the line of scrimmage, and we have time to recognize that. The fact is, if it's a pass, these two guys are going to be responsible for him, and they now he has his inside hand, he has his left hand. We've got 2 hands on this guy as we put 4 eyes on him, and I know you've all heard that expression. Same thing here. If we're running the football, if we're working a combo, these two up to here, well, we're in great shape either way. All right? There is nothing in this that's a disadvantage for us, and there are some tremendous advantages for us. Again, if we were running power here, if we're running power and we've got these two comboing here to here, okay? He's down on this, okay? And our guard has to now pull around. Well, look how much closer he is. He's got this, okay? Look at this. He's in great position now. Let me see if I get the right one here. Yeah, he's in great position to get up in here. And of course, our fullback, who's not in this, would have the end, okay? Our fullback, again, who's not in this picture, I don't need him in this, would have that. But my point is, we're in a great position to do this. Now, if we were going to our left, to our odd side, doing these things helps us just as much. Okay? It helps us just as much. There's nothing about this that doesn't work when we're going the other way. All right? We'll take these. Let's get out of these two. I'm not concerned with them right now. Okay? Let's look at the left guard in the center again. All right? Now let's say that these two guys, they have to combo here to here. Okay? Here to here. Well, we just saw how easy it was for them to get this way. Well, let's look and see how easy is it for them to get here. I mean, that's just easy stuff. So the fact is, based on our protection, which is the most important thing for us, our run game, not only doesn't our run game suffer by making these adjustments in our horizontal, right, horizontal across our horizontal alignment, it helps us tremendously. And again, just based on our basic pass protection, which we'll get to later, the left guard in the center, we would have a call here. This would be a Lou call, indicating that the anchor, the A-gap players to the left, we'd have a Lou. Okay? So these two are responsible for the anchor and the mic, when they're in great position to do that now. That anchor is not getting through. You know, you got a defensive coordinator, and I think we've all done this, who the gaps are so small that he's not going to send people through there. Now, you say, well, this gap is big. Well, you know, this guy comes through. The responsibilities are such that that's not a big deal. You know, our guys are so close to each other that we're fine. We're fine. And when we get to our load protection, where again, it's important for us to solidify the inside. So we're going to have these two in some three-step stuff be responsible for the bandit and this and the Sam. Okay? So, again, we're going to go these four against these four. All right? And then we're going to let, and again, this is only in three-step. And we'll match up here. And we'll match up with a back out here, and we'll stay on here. And we'll get to protection later. Point is, very, very good adjustment. Something that you might want to look at. You might want to, you know, if you want to contact me about it, certainly do that. But I'm telling you, it's great. And your kids will love it because it gives them great angles. And just by the nature of it, it takes some stuff away from the defense and causes the defense. Now remember, their kids, you know, it's funny. I said before, and your guys are going to do the same thing. You know, this guy here was in a 4 technique on the inside shoulder of the tackle, right? And now your blocking scheme may change. But your guy steps down to here. Your kid, the defensive player, he's going to step down also. And now, at this point, there's no difference between being in a 4, being in the gap, or being in the 3. Your right guard and right tackle get their hands on him, inside, outside hands, scoop, combo. Whatever they want to do here, they're in a position to do because they've moved him and they've taken away his angle. They've taken away his advantage. So it's something that I think, like I said, I love it. Offensive linemen have, at first, when they first learn it, they forget to move. But once they get used to it, great advantage for them, and certainly helps you solidify the inside of your defense.